not to be played with. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are at June the 9th, 2025. Good morning to those who woke up with me. Happy birthday to those born June 9th, 2025. And my condolences go out to those who are no longer with us. May your soul forever rest in peace. All right, so I am knocking them out. Tom Atkinson is done. Dante is done. All these mother scutters is done. I am down to one more customer. And his name is Miss Jones. Go ahead, brother.
So the washer and dryer.
This one here.
Yeah, these all in there.
Go ahead. What's going on?
That's going to be about 2-hour cleanup.
What's going on?
Remember I told you I want to get inside that, to blow up that.
In the dryer section?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blow that dust out of there.
It's got to be torn down. Because you can't get in there. That little slot. Which means the front. Back again. Alright, they got this motherfucker not answering the phone. I'm on the grind, baby. I'm taking names, baby. Ready to go ahead and knock on this motherfucking door and tell him I've been trying to call him. I want to hear it. I'm gonna work my way. Wait for this motherfucker to call me in Madison since I'm headed that way. So I'm in Decatur. Shout out to Decatur. Y'all used to be greater, but now y'all done got old. This used to be the Freaknik area. What's going on with the diddler?
Got things going on with her, right? Because of the excessive freak-offs. She's recuperating. Diddy instead goes on a yacht with another girl. And she's mad because she's got played. Diddy's telling her to do freak-offs.
This damn
promising
GPS
her
signal is not...
a yacht trip.
There you go.
Only for her not to be the participant on the yacht trip and him. But I mean, come on. At that point, she got to realize I'm being played.
Not the one.
But she's not necessarily being played because she's getting paid. She's not really getting played when she's getting paid. And Diddy dangling around that money to her.
That's how he controls her.
She's fancy. She's fancy, girl. She's fancy, girl. Hair done, nails done, everything done, right? Everything did. Fancy. She's fancy. Courtesy of Diddy. Diddy's paying for everything on her. You know, Young Miami was like publicly Diddy's girlfriend at the time, right?
Yep.
Is that what she's talking about? We're talking about Young Miami? Is that what we're talking about?
Absolutely.
Is that the person that Diddy went on a yacht with?
One at a time.
Young Miami? Stay tuned. Maybe she gets name dropped. Maybe, maybe not. Young Miami.
We'd like to go sometime today.
People are saying,
sometime today.
Yep. It's Young Miami.
Man, I'm sitting there looking at it.
You have a message.
Yeah.
With other girls.
He's saying,
Yachts on other girls.
no problem, bro.
Jane Doe's like, why isn't it me? Maybe Diddy didn't want her out there because Diddy's fearful of that other rapper. If photos of Diddy and Jane Doe get out there, it might infuriate the other rapper. Diddy might know he had a target on his back.
What is
He
wrong with y'all?
put her out there like that, right?
What the fuck,
What do you
man?
think? I think Diddy was actually scared of 50 Cent. I really do. I don't think Diddy wants
Stupid ass.
beef with 50 Cent. I wouldn't. I think 50 Cent is more serious, but I also think 50 Cent... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about all that beef in there. I won't really necessarily comment on that. All right, so we got this yacht trip. Jane Doe not on the yacht trip. Talking about phones. Lots of phones.
What's that fucking fake
Diddy
eyelash?
stringing Jane along. We'll see where this goes. Stand by. Good morning, everyone, for coming into the chat. We are covering what's going on in the P. Diddy Combs case. Continuous coverage. Party don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Covering the Diddy trial. There's a whole article about Diddy is back on holiday taking family and young Miami in Italy on a yacht. That was in 2022. We took young Miami on a yacht before. There's pictures, there's photos. That was in 2022. I think we're talking about 2023, but it could be her again, right?
Like I said, 90.
AUSA Comey, what did you write in your notes app? Remember, she wrote on notes app, but she not necessarily shared it with anyone. Kind of like a journal. I wrote, I don't want to come to New York to be treated like a hoe. Why did you write this in your notes app? She goes, I wasn't sure I was going to send it. But did you send a version of it? Yes. Okay. So apparently, they are going to share where Jane Doe says she doesn't want to be treated like a hoe. Jane Doe doesn't want to be treated like a hoe. And she's going to say this. She's going to stand up to Diddy, apparently. But did you send a version of it? Yes. Let's listen in. What could it be? What did it say? Diddy, I'm tired of being your HO. You're going on yacht trips with other females. You promised me that you would spend time with me. I'm tired of being used like this. I'm tired of only you using me for a freak off. This is not what I signed up for. I want a relationship. I want to be with you. I love you. We'll see. We'll see. But Diddy, seems like he's been manipulating her left and right. She broke away from him at one point, only for him to lure her back and then promise her a trip to the Turks, only for them to do more freak-offs with those other guys, Don and the others. Was it Paul? Back-to-back freak-offs with two different men. Lots of men that she has name-dropped. All right, what did Sean reply to your version of it? He says it was just podcast talk. I said you took her to the Bahamas on a yacht. Not me like you promised after the hotel night. Can you read your text? I quoted him on the podcast. You made Papa proud. So Diddy's playing denial. I know it's just a podcast. I'm talking smack. It didn't happen. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet type of stuff. He said it was just podcast talk. Like it didn't happen. Podcast talk. Yeah, I'm just bragging that I'm a man that can have sex for 48 hours. thought podcast, right? Podcast. You made Papa proud. Don't tell me he was using the big Papa. You made Papa proud. I love it when you call me Big Papa. I think he uses a lot of Biggie lyrics all the time. Here we go. Look at the photo. Look at the photo right here. This is January of 2023. January 1st. This is New Year's in St. Bart's. And look what we have here. Look what we have here. Diddy and Young Miami celebrate New Year's in St. Bart's on January 1st. So, Jane is testifying again, about this yacht trip that Diddy took in 2023. So it's safe to say that the yacht trip actually happened, right? Look at this. Diddy and the City Girls rappers' relationship was low-keyed and casual for a while, but they finally made things official on Instagram for their New Year's Eve celebration. Both stars included cute photos of the pair dressed to the nines on Diddy's yacht on the final night of 2022. Miami, who was born, is that Kersha Brownlee? I don't know her. I just know her as Young Miami. I never even knew her name, but you saw her name there. Wore a gorgeous green dress, while Diddy dressed in a sparkling black jacket and matching pants. Another 365 days around the world with you. Happy New Year. Miami wrote in the caption of her post, Miami and Diddy were also joined by some of Diddy's family members, including his daughters, for the New Year's Eve party. This is what I believe Jane Doe is testifying about right now. But Diddy's just telling her, it's just a podcast. I didn't have sex for 48 hours straight. AUSA Comey, you wrote, I don't want to feel obligated that you'll stop paying my rent. What did you mean? Jane says, the guilty trippy things that he would say that I had to perform. For how long had you felt that? She goes, since I got the home in April of 2023. This might have been afterward then. Because she's saying all this since she got the home in April 2023. Now, one thing I find very confusing about the situation in this testimony, if some of you can explain this to me, but she testified that she got the home in April 2023. This is the second time I heard this. Now, she said she signed a 2-year love contract, which would take us up to April 2025. But at the same time, it is now June of 2025, and she testified that Sean Diddy is still paying her rent. So I was a little confused about that. If you can explain that to me, how she could still be in a love contract. How these both can still be in a love contract. Did they sign a new love contract that goes beyond 2025? Because the math ain't math for me. Math ain't math. Math is not math. All right, so Young Miami seems like she's the one. She's the one, though. Been around the world, right? That's Diddy and Young Miami. Been around the world, 365 yachts. That's what Young Miami said. Look forward to What'd she say? Another 365 days around the world with you, Diddy. 365 days. So is that from there going forward? Did they make a New Year's resolution, Diddy and Young Miami, at the beginning of 2023, that they were going to travel 365 days around the world together? Been around the world, That's a May song, right? Been around the world, and I. We've been player hated. I don't know why they want us baited. I don't know why they hate us. Is it our ladies or our drop Mercedes, baby? It's crazy in retrospect that all these like lyrics and raps that Diddy has been involved with, him and Biggie over these years, a lot of that lifestyle is into fruition.
Yep.
Throughout his life. Somebody said sing it. I'd actually read the lyrics. I actually looked up the lyrics. You know that I was having that Biggie Mace song in my head. I'm like, yo, I gotta look at. But the lyrics are like, it makes all sense. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? Been around the world. And they stole the song from the Been Around the World, the other one. That's one thing about Diddy too. He like steals a bunch of people's previously songs and remixes them. That doesn't make it originality.
It's the story of his life.
Jane texted Combs, I don't want to be used to perform and fulfill your fantasies. In another message to Sean Diddy Combs, Jane said she felt disrespected and didn't want him to use her for a hotel binge. I don't want to be used and locked in a room to perform and fulfill your fantasies, Jane texted him, coming to realization of what this really is. Combs responded to Jane, I'm tired of your false accusations. It's just false. Everything you say is not true. False accusations. You know, it's funny. A lot of times guilty people, likes to throw out that they're innocent, and they say, these are false accusations or allegations. These are false. But it's just a terminology to prove that they're guilty when they say these are false allegations and false. So he told her that. That's crazy. I'm tired of your false accusations, Jane. I paid for everything. You just shut your mouth and stay in your lane. Or else you won't get it paid. Crazy. Play this exhibit. Ooh, Combs' voice. Combs' voice. This is a true open relationship. Why do you have to make it a problem? Now I'm sick. They're playing Combs' voice. This is a true open relationship. Why do you have to make it a problem? Now I'm sick. AUSA, how did you reply to this voice message? I said, call me back. Then we had a FaceTime. He said all the things to calm me down. Here you go. So Diddy fired back when she, talked about why are you on a yacht with somebody else when you're supposed to be with me. Diddy leaves a voicemail message that says, this is a truly open relationship. Why do you have to make it a problem? Now I'm sick. Putting it on her like it's her fault that he's sick because he has to respond to this. Jane said, call me back. Then we had a FaceTime, and then Diddy reeled her back in, schmoozed her, said the right things, calmed her down. Probably said, yo, I promise you, I promised Jane. I'll bring you to Miami. We'll spend some time, quality time together, blah, blah, blah. I'll make it up to you. I'll send you on my yacht. Blah, blah, blah. They say that Young Miami sat down with Diddy on her podcast and they spoke candidly about their relationship, love, dating, ambition. Hi, Melissa Lopez. Melissa Lopez, thank you for the comment. Melissa Lopez says there's a video of one of Diddy's daughter saying they're disgusted with him and won't go back to court to support him. Oh, really? She's disgusted with hearing the cruel things he did to Cassie. Her career as a model and actress has been affected by Diddy. Thank you for that information. We'll look into that, Melissa. I saw that on some of the forums and forgot to mention it to all of you. Is that going on? Like, that explains why Diddy's daughters aren't coming back to court. They have not came back after Cassie's first week. They have not been back. And Diddy's people wanted to say, well, it's because they had graduation. Well, guess what? Now, some people are saying it's fake. It's a fake video, Melissa. But it begs the question, where are his daughters? You come, they bring the daughters, and the daughters don't come back. The daughters don't come back. So can someone explain to me why the daughters didn't come back? Do they just they're tired of it? They're sick of it? They don't. I mean, that we could have this conversation about the daughters because the daughters show up. Now, if the daughters never showed up in the first place, you could understand that they didn't show up because they probably don't want to be tied to this, or they might have feelings about Diddy feeling otherwise. But they were there. They were there as if they were supporting, and then suddenly they just vanished and ghosted. Now, they say under the graduation. Well, graduation's been over weekends ago. Why aren't they been back? And why is some of the sons not coming back? Well, only one, really. Justin's the only one that really comes regularly. Where are the other sons? Like, where's the family nucleus here? Do we have divisions within the family once things come out? So, but I've heard about that, Melissa. Hopefully we can figure this out down the line and find out the truth of what's real and what's not. I'd like to know. I'd like to know why his daughters ain't coming back. If you're going to come, are you just going to come halfway in the trial and just come a day or two? For what? What's the point of that? That's a bad look when you come 2 days and then Cassie gives crazy testimony and you don't come back. Yakety yak, you don't come back. Diddy is whack. They know their dad is... I can't even think of a rhyme to go along with that. AUSA. What did you send Sean from the plane in New York? A photo of my outfit. What were you planning to wear it? Where were you planning to wear it? To dinner. What did Sean send you? He said, we're going to dinner. Did you? She goes, a late night lounge thing. All right, here we go. So we're getting into something with an outfit, a late night lounge time. She sent in a photo of her in the outfit. AUSA Comey, I'll read this for you. You wrote, I miss hard D-I-C-K. You know what that word is. I miss hard D-I-C-K. And I wrote, yes, I have my passport with me. Then what did you write? I wrote, you turn me on so crazy, I can't wait. Oh man, she got stood up, I think. After the flight took off, I got a message from Sean. Uh-oh. Sean's gonna be like, hey babe, I can't meet you. Here you go, watch this. Watch this. I suspect where this is going right here. So she's prepping herself up, outfit, ready to meet Diddy, get on a plane. What happens? Dun, 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 stand by. What happens here? There, she's sending the messages. Got another comment. It's scary. Diddy has to make it look Jane is still his girlfriend. Make it look like Jane is still his girlfriend, not a sex worker. If he stops paying her rent, it will prove she was there as Diddy's sex worker. Thank you for the comment. Paying rent. Diddy's paying her rent. Holding it over her head. What did Sean ask you? Where Sly was. So they're going to have a freak off. That's what's happening. A freak off. So not stood up, freak off. What did Sean ask you? Where Sly was? He asked, entertainment or movie night? Let me know. I'll get a hotel. How'd you react? I felt upset and a little defeated. So, wasn't a stood up, folks. It was Sean turning a night where they were supposed to be together into a freak off. All about the freak offs, baby. It's all about the freak offs, baby. It's all about the freak offs, baby.
It's all about the freak offs, baby.
You know that beat? It's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the freak offs, baby. It's all about the freak offs. Because she thought she was going to get together. I thought he was going to stand her up. I thought that's the direction it was going, but lo and behold, entertainment or movie night? Let me know. I'll get the hotel. She said she felt defeated because it's a pattern that he does. Lures her to meet him under the guise that they'll be together, they'll be having fun time together, only for it to turn into a freak off. Get your freak off. Get your freak off. Dun, 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 dun. Get your freak off. Get your freak off. Whoa! Speaking of that, I'm wondering if Diddy got inspired by Missy Elliott's song.
Yeah.
To do the freak offs. Yo, it's crazy. All these like raps from back in the day, like I'm like remixing them into freak offs. It's all about the freak offs, baby. All right. So what did you send next? Baby, I just got Wi-Fi again. What did Sean write? He said, check red phone. Oh, red phone, the special phone. Remember, special phone. He called it a red phone. Red light special. Red phone. Jane had her own red phone.
Okay.
The other messages he sent me, he said, I have a surprise for you. Just one. What did you take it to mean? There's somebody new. And she starts to cry. Jane is crying on the stand because Diddy says, I got a surprise for you. And she knows that means there's somebody new. Who? AUSA says. Jane goes, an entertainer. I hated it. Linda puts red phone emojis. She got a red phone. It's the, who was the other one that said it was a Diddy phone? Was it Capricorn? She refers to her secret phone with Diddy as the red phone. It's the red phone. Guys, Google Romeo Pimp. That's Diddy. Romeo Pimp. All right, so another disappointment for Jane Doe. She thought she was getting together with Diddy, only for it to turn into an entertainer. What did Diddy send you? A picture of a man. I rolled my eyes. I wrote back, it's not loading. We are landing now. Huh. What did you send Sean? I suggested we go to Casa Ciparini, but I was driven to the Trump Hotel instead. How many times have freak offs happen at the Trump Hotel?
Damn.
Yeah, this is a 5-star hotel that she wanted to go to called the Casa Ciparini. I'm saying that it's a 5-star luxury hotel. It's like literally down by FDR Drive. Oh yeah, it's a nice hotel. It's at the southern tip of by the courthouse.
Right down the street.
Just south of Wall Street. And you know, matter of fact, I wouldn't shock me if one of Diddy's attorneys are staying at this hotel because it's so close to the courthouse. She wanted to go there, and instead she was taking the Trump Hotel. We put a picture up on the screen. We got a comment about Romeo. I'm going to read this. Here's a breakdown of what Romeo Pimp is. Human trafficker. A Romeo Pimp is a person who exploits others for commercial sex through manipulation and coercion. Lover boy tactic.
Hey guys, we're gonna check on this guy. He's not answering the phone. Let's get a Samsung refrigerator. I need that bread. He's in the New Leaf Center. Make a left. The Village at Walker Bend. Okay, past this intersection. This is where he is at. The Village at Walker's Bend. Make a right. Right here, 5990. 5990. I can't tell what the door numbers are. 5994. 5992. This should be him. 5990. Alright, let's see if this some of my gun. Find out why he can't answer the phone. Mr. Steele. How in the hell?
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hello? This guy has no front door. This car. Funky ass was in there. I hate when they don't answer the phone. Well, I'll door knock your ass. You gotta give up the bread. That's the only reason why I'm here. Give up the bread. Well, I'm back and I'm at the end of my day. I'm gonna call.
Check out empty phone. Please hold while I try to connect you. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. I need some.
How the hell you don't know your own damn insurance? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
I'm headed to the house and get me a shower in. I'm in soaking wet. Soaking wet. What's going on?
You left out of the house this morning. You didn't give me a kiss to say goodbye or nothing. I didn't leave out of there till after 6:30 this morning.
I thought your alarm goes off.
Well, why didn't you come and give me a kiss? What's the
Because
problem?
somebody did the door slammed on me, man. I'm like, I know when you
I was
upset.
slamming all the doors. I am
you, man.
completely upset.
Sitting in there with your air
Completely.
conditioning on.
Completely and utterly.
I was upset too, and I just didn't feel like going
No,
in
the
there.
truck came to you. Yeah.
So it's like best to just leave it up.
Oh, once I never got her chart in my hand. I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah, I never got it in my hand. Yeah.
I didn't feel like escalating.
You got me.
anything. I just went to work and did what I want. Let you sleep, because
So,
I might have said something and it make things worse. So I said, just go to work and let her sleep. That's what my thinking was.
Okay.
I didn't mean
So
to hurt
it's,
your feelings about the mothballs. I only threw 2 of them behind the couch, and I wanted to see if the bugs was gonna be irritated. And that's all I did. And I didn't mean to offend you. And it reminded me of me, because when my mama did it in the house when I was young, I acted just like you did, because I acted like I couldn't breathe, and eventually, like she said, you don't even smell it anymore. And I was just like you. So I saw myself in you yesterday. That's why I had to hold down. I was like, she going through the same thing I went through when my mama did it to me.
No, don't put me down for no large. I don't want a shirt. Thank you. I'm not. But man, listen. Let me tell you something. I live. It's embarrassing going to school. It's embarrassing sitting on the bus, because all people do is smell your mothballs close. It does. I had to go to the doctor. It did something to my insides.
Are you allergic to
cannot
mothballs?
live. And something is up with the mothballs in my body. So,
Did you have did you break out last night?
I break out. The lips swollen, and I can taste nothing but the mothball. That's all I taste. I can have a mint in my mouth. I did everything upstairs in that room to try and make sure nothing comes in that room, because my lips started swelling. The smell of the mothball is all over the house. It's disgusting. It's just disgusting to me. It smells like you're walking into an old man's house who's dying, and all you smell is the mothballs. It's grotesque. I cannot live. You should have seen me today. I had a mask on through the house just to get ready for work. I got a mask on to blow dry my hair. I got a mask on to take a shower. I can't live with mothballs.
I will remove the 2 little mothballs underneath the couch before you get here.
Yeah.
I'm just
Please,
trying them
you have
out.
to find another way. Yeah, we can get the lavender. There's a bar, lavender, something mothball, I think, and you could put it in your closet if you want your clothes to smell like that. But
I was just doing what my mama told me to do.
Yeah, hold on. That don't work for us. So that's something we have to talk about, not you and everybody else, because everybody don't live in that.
I done tried everything in the book, and she said put some mothballs down. That's what she said.
But see, you put in mothballs down, and there's no moth, because that's not a moth.
They are moths.
No, they're not.
I sent her a picture. They are moths. My mama told me to put the mothballs down.
Yeah, well, do your mother got mothballs in her house?
That's what I tell you. She did it when we was growing up. I had to go through it too. She probably still do it. But I had the same reaction that you did. I cried. I put a tissy fit on. I do remember those days, because I couldn't stand it either. Now I understand what they were doing. I didn't understand then. I understand now. But 2 of them, and I will remove them. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what it was going to do, and I found out. It got rid of the biggest moth in the house.
Yep. gone. Yeah,
It's supposed to be an
that's
irritant.
what you want.
It's an irritant.
If that's what you want, then yeah,
It's
I can't
mothball
do
in the
it.
house. The biggest
Yeah.
moth in the house.
Yeah, got rid of it.
Mm.
And I'll
What time you coming home?
Don't worry about it. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't call it.
All right.
I don't know.
And I'll be home in the bed because
So-
I'm tired. I've had a full day.
I see you slept on the bed with no mattress.
I was tired.
No sheet. So listen, it's coming out to 46.31. You hear me?
Excuse me? You talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
I thought you were
just
talking
got
to a
off the phone
customer.
No, I'm talking to you. I just got off the phone with the travel agent. 7-day cruise in Hawaii for September 13th to the 20th. 46.31 for both of us.
Oh, okay.
23 apiece. So
And when you gotta pay it?
See, she wants to. Oh, listen. She's saying that there is no room assigned right now. That we gotta pay right now to go ahead and get it going. And then a couple of days before, they set aside temporary upper room. So it can be the one we was in Mexico, no window, or it can be a balcony. But it's gonna be that 46.31.
Either way.
Yeah.
So if
We
it's
could
either
get
way, you want a
the
window
one.
then. Right?
If it's either way, I want that balcony. But,
That's what I said. I mean, that's what I meant. At least you can at least see.
You meant on the ocean view,
Yeah.
not like the one we had when we went.
So
way further.
I need 2,600. And how much? 2,600 how much?
It's 46.31.
I mean, my half is 23,
23.
20.
23 a change.
Can you break that down a little bit for me? I'm kind of special. 23.
That's fine. I broke it down.
23
Hold
what?
on. See, I'll text it to you. Hold on. 23.15.78.
23.15.78. All right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You said that you was gonna go against it and look and see what you could buy. You told me to come with your numbers. I came with the numbers. And now you wanna go see.
23.15.17.
20. Hold on. I wrote it down. 20.
Text it to me because I'm gonna forget by the time I get home.
Okay. I'll text it to you.
All right.
All right. I got.
I'm going home. Cuz didn't text me. Nobody text. Must be working. Get your call, brother. Clear.
Goodbye. I think it's coming. All right, it's 1:18. What do we got, ladies and gentlemen?
What do we got?
What do we got? Break yet? And I have no idea if Diddy's children have arrived at court. Anybody know if any of his children came? Because we didn't report on that. And usually the Washington Post has something out. Let me see. For some reason, I keep leaving my screen for Washington Post on Diddy. Usually they put photos of his children arriving or some sort of like. I like the Washington Post reporting in reference to what the courtroom is like, what's going on in there. After Jane expressed her frustration over the sobriety party, that last party where Diddy was like, yo, I'm gonna stop doing drugs, but just one last party, right? which she called traumatic. Combs offered to pay 3 more months of her rent, she testified. So that's interesting. They're saying Jane began to break down and cry on the stands. You got her crying on the stand numerous times. Again, this is the numerous day that she cried. You know, one thing, I'm looking down the Washington Post feed. They're only posting pictures today of the mom coming in. They're not posting anything with the children. So I don't think the boys are there. I don't know. Anybody see anybody come in? There's no feeds to validate this to see. All right, let's keep this party going. Powerful testimony coming up. And KK, we'll see if KK's name gets dropped. Look at the poll. 39% think that KK recorded at Diddy's direction. I like that, or I like feds made KK do it. But I don't think there's no evidence that we've seen yet that the feds were involved in this case at that point in November of 2023. So I would lean, if I had a bet, I would go in the KK did it at Diddy's direction. That's where I feel. If I had to vote, that's where I would vote. They did. KK, yo, recorder, yo, recorder. Because remember, same thing with the security tape, the 216. Yo, go down there to the lobby and get that tape. That's what Diddy told her. Go to the lobby and talk to that hotel clerk. They eventually got his personal number for some way. That's where he said he felt terrified. But KK's doing the dirty work. KK's around there cleaning up the mess. Mrs. Fix It. You got a security, Mr. Fix It, Fahim. They got the Fix It people. The fixer-uppers. That is RICO. That is a conspiracy. They got people doing his bidding. People doing his dirty work. People doing things for him at the direction of him. The mob boss. They're like foot soldiers. She is a co-conspirator. Co-conspirator. Refreshing iced tea. Delicious. I think my voice is coming back pretty good too. Less yelling. Yelling is not good. So I yell at the screen. Inner City Press talking about the recording, still on direct audio played of her phone call with Combs after Cassie's lawsuit was filed. He asked Jane, "Are you recording me?" "No, but the tape exists." That's what Inner City Press says. KK. Oh, KK. Okay. So we put the victim back up there. Fascinated with this case. Where break? How long are these people gonna eat for? KK left 2023. She definitely was working with the feds. Thank you for the comment. Keep them coming. Keep the comments coming. And if I miss a comment, I apologize to my mind and my I'm focused like all like it's everything. I got everything in front of me. Got like a command center. I wish I could turn this around and show you the command center. Maybe I'll do that. We'll do it at some point. I'll show you a picture or something. Oh, yeah. Like, check this out. I just want to just show something. This is crazy. I posted this. Like, I don't know if y'all are aware, but again, like my own experience with the feds, I posted a picture of me in the feds. I'll show you an old picture of me in federal prison. Let me get it. Let me find it. It's a few minutes. It's wild. I can't believe like this was 20 years ago. This was 25 years ago. Like literally like 20 something years ago. Let me see if I can find it. For some reason it keeps skipping. Posted it somewhere. Yeah, I got it. Stand by. Let me just show you this pic. Federal prison's crazy. It's crazy. Federal prison's crazy. Don't play with the feds. Don't play with the feds. Don't play with the feds. All right. Here we go. I'm going to put this up to the screen. I don't know if you can see this. Where we at? Look, that's me. That's me on the right. So that's one of the leaders of the Gangster Disciples of Chicago. But I was in Leavenworth, Kansas. I was a pretty scary dude back then. Look at that. I was working out, lifting weights, and running. And so, you know, my crazy experience back then, pretty crazy stuff. Got to grow the beard out, right? Because crazy out there. There's a lot of crazy people. But I handle myself pretty well. I was well liked, well respected. Like I said, never had a problem with anybody. I stayed in my lane. A lot of the inmates liked me. I was pretty cool with everybody. I could box and fight.
Buttercup.
I had good conversations with people. I was a likable guy. You know, you could survive in prison. If you're cool like that, you don't get in debt. You don't sit around and mind your own business. Stay out of people's way. Let people do their thing. Don't have the beard anymore. Beard is gone, but this beard, I don't know, man. This beard, where we at? Look at that. Crazy, right? That was in 2003. So 22 years ago. Pretty crazy. I don't know. I was in the feds. I don't know. I had more friends with people like blacks and Hispanics opposed to white people. Because the white people are crazy in the feds, man. Those guys, those crazy, like Aryan Brotherhood and all that. I wasn't with that. That's crazy stuff, man. Those guys are idiots, personally. Well, the ones with tats all over the face and crazy stuff, as far as like skinheads and stuff like that. I didn't run with that. No, I ain't down with that. Sit there and watch sports on the TV. A lot of us, a lot of CNN. A lot of USA Today newspapers, Wall Street journals. Yeah, no hair back then. Gone. Big beard. Pretty big beard. A lot of people jealous of the beard. Like, yo, you can grow a beard. It just shows that people can change too. I am a 100% proponent of people changing. You can do it. You can change. You can change out there. You know, and I feel like I'm living an American dream because, you know, you have to accept responsibility and you have to make better choices. There's laws out there. You might not agree with them, but if you follow them, you're cool. You won't have no trouble. And I've been living a pretty good life since. Positive. Like, I went from doing crime to now reporting on crime. Monica, thank you for the gifted membership. One lucky member of JLR Investigates, courtesy of Monica. Esteban, welcome to JLR Investigates. All right, so were we on break or like what's going on? Are we going to get this party started or what? We are 127. They're supposed to start at 1:30. We might be here to 5. We might be here to 4. We shall see. We shall see. You look scary, JLR. Yeah, it was pretty scary. Look, a nice guy, but you know, tough. Eat good, work out, go in the law library, read books, try to better yourself, apply.
Today on my comment is this is what the Democrats mean by unlike you, we accept the peaceful transition of power. So what are we looking at here? These are some of the rioters that are we're going to go into the flags that they're holding up too. That American flag is deliberate for messaging. They're taking public furniture, park benches, and putting them up as a barricade against LAPD. That's them on the horses in the background. Overnight, the rioters were shooting fireworks to spook the horses straight into the horses.
You have a message.
Plastic bullets. It's almost like a paintball gun, air powered. They have a little hopper on top full of plastic bullets, or sandbag bullets too. They feed down in the chamber, and they can fire them into the crowd for control, but they really aren't using them that much. You can see these are all masked. These are the typical Antifa. I'm going to go into the funding of this whole thing later today, because it's all being funded by the left. This is George Soros type places. I do have a clip from Margie Taylor Greene to show you how this is the people that were saying they're called NGOs, non-government organizations. A lot of that was rooted out through our shutdown of USAID. Trump did. But this is a Democrat war. It's largely against Trump. It was started as a reaction to Trump's ICE deportations on Friday. So today is when I really want to see, because people have to go back to work on a Monday. Today I want to see where all of this goes. If it dies down, if this is a weekend thing, or is this going to be another summer of love?
I mean, my first message is to keep it peaceful. I mean, obviously this is a moment where we have to be on the streets all over the country to protest what's happening to our immigrant community, but more broadly to protest what's happening to our democracy. This is the most corrupt administration in the history of the country, and we are going to rise to this moment by being out there on the streets.
Let's go to this one. Here's some factoids, some backstory on this. Is Charlie Kirk. He says on Wednesday last week, ICE broke its national arrest record. Tuesday, June 3rd, it was 2,200 arrests. Wednesday, June 3rd, it was 2,300 arrests. This is what we voted for in November, and we want our country back. So this is in one day, they were able to arrest 2,368 undocumented migrants. And then they go through the process of us trying to deport them. Then we have a judge block all that, a Democrat appointed judge block that. But it shows progress. We have to get up to about 8,000 migrants a day to reverse what Joe Biden did in his 4 years with Trump's 4 years.
We could see the president potentially, again, pull the cord and say, I need to invoke the Insurrection Act. As I'm sure you've been talking about, the Insurrection Act would give the president more authority to not just federalize the National Guard, but to say that the National Guard can actually act as domestic law enforcement, that the military on U.S. soil can search, can seize, can arrest.
Here's another show on YU. This whole video is under the theme of never put an X next to a Democrat. They will destroy your society. This is the Democrat-controlled state of Maine House just voted to kill a bill requiring a photo ID to vote. The only reason someone would ignore this voter ID is if they wanted to cheat. So why do they want to protect the illegals' ability to vote? They're going to try. I predict that all of these illegals in all of these sanctuary cities like LA, they're going to try and get them emergency citizenship right away. Now, this also all ties into Gavin Newsom. This is an Elon Musk tweet just from this morning. This is the Gavin Newsom president. We're going to run this through his presidential run in 2028. Wow. And the Democrats are just awful in all of their responses to this. They're totally covering up for this riot behind them.
And there's the American dream and the California dream. There's no Alabama dream. Eat your heart out, Texas, Tennessee, and Florida.
Hey, he mentioned my state. This, by the way, this is a parody. They projected him in front of this stuff. This is heavily edited. This is a joke meme, but it makes a very serious point of him saying, eat your heart out, Tennessee. I'm from LA and I'm in Tennessee and I love LA. I love California, but watching it on fire here shows a weakness of governance. We're going to expose that whole thing in this video.
This is California. The world looks to us to see that it's possible to live, advance, and prosper together across every conceivable difference. It's what makes this state great. that we don't tolerate that diversity as we once had, but we truly can look today and talk in terms of how we celebrate that diversity.
Diversity is not what makes California great. What makes California great is purely just the most beautiful physical place in the world. California is one of the most fortunate, valuable pieces of land. That's what attracted everyone out there, starting with the gold in 1850. And now the weather, beautiful climate, everyone knows. You know, Beach Boys, everyone knows. If you have money, you go to California. So he's trying to pretend like it's his governance that made it great. No, that's not what made California great, nor was its diversity of people what made it great. So I'm only pushing back on that. But this is going to play into Gavin Newsom's future, how he handles this thing. Let's go here to Chief Nerd. This says, CNN immediately cuts off a panelist who tells the truth about the LA riot.
Brad, what are you thinking?
Well, we got to this moment because California has a sanctuary policy. The state law forbids local law enforcement from cooperating with, or local government from cooperating with immigration enforcement. We have immigration laws that govern the entire land, and California is willfully ignoring them. California's left-wing politicians set this up. If California had long been cooperating and helping enforce immigration laws all along the way, this would not be.
It's not the whole state. You do know that some of this is jurisdictions. There are certain towns that do. Yeah, but there are...
That lady, the Pepto-Bismol Democrat there to his left and to our right, she ignored his point that said if these communities had followed our immigration law, this wouldn't have happened. She doesn't address that. She goes, no, it's not every city. It's only certain cities that are sanctuary cities, and other ones are more compliant. If you're an illegal and you find out that this city is compliant to immigration law and another city over here is a sanctuary city, which one do you move to? So they all go to the one where they get the preferential treatment. CNN quickly moved on to another video because this is really all about narrative control, brainwashing, messaging, call it marketing of the two parties. And the Democrat parties have another heavy lift to do, which is to convince you, the American, that Trump is the bad guy and these poor illegals are just victims of chance.
Now the Los Angeles Mayor, Karen Bass. Hi, Mayor. Thank you so much. Hi. So what are you and your police force? I know how busy you are preparing for the hours ahead. What are you expecting on that front?
Well, I just have to say that if you dial back time and go to Friday, if immigration raids had not happened here, we would not have the disorder that went on last night. I will tell you that it is peaceful now.
Now, here's what I mean by the two narratives. So if you look at the video on the upper one is what the Democrats call an insurrection. The video on the bottom is what the Democrats call a peaceful protest. There's the police cars being on fire. There's a guy standing on top of it with his flag. You're going to see this flag a lot. Mexican flags and Palestinian flags are being waved all over the place. So this is on the messaging. Now remember, our first one on messaging is this one, which the Democrats call the one on the left is a sign of love and peace, and the one on the right, the sign on the right, is a Hitler, white supremacist, Nazi salute. Same thing happens, but different brainwashing. So they're going to try to do, the media is trying to control how you'll think of this LA riot. And so I'm going to go into all the messaging. Here's from Mike Benz on Twitter. He says, here are the rioters smashing the windows of LAPD headquarters one day after LAPD called them peaceful protesters. We're going to talk about LAPD's compliance in a minute. I don't even want to get into I don't want to show too much of this, but they're shoving bricks, and that guy's using a skateboard. Dude, there's better things to break a window with than a skateboard. This is a LA agency that they're showing violence on. Use your skateboard. So LAPD at first tried to get on the Democrat messaging of peaceful, this is a peaceful protest, they said. Well, now they've changed their opinion. They're okay with working with Trump's National Guard if they have to. So that was a thing that changed overnight when they realized they were completely out of control of this insurrection.
Happened, and then the National Guard was federalized. So they're working for the U.S. Army, not for the California State National Guard.
Do we need them?
Do we need them? Well, looking at it tonight, this thing has gotten out of control. Before I could answer that, I'd have to know more about what their capabilities are, what their role is intended to be able to make that determination. But we have great cops in Southern California here that work together all the time. So we have tremendous capability here. To say that we would go to that right away, I'd say we wouldn't have been there yet. Looking at the violence tonight, I think we got to make a reassessment.
So it's after last night, he makes an assessment. A little too late, Jim McDonnell of LAPD, he's a woke chief, but you can see it now. That narrative, that story is turning. He went from yesterday being, we've got this under control, we do not need to nationalize the National Guard, and bring in that kind of army work here. Now he's going after last night, that is after LAPD itself got broken into and vandalized. He's like, I'm ready to talk.
Coral, how has your department interacted with the National Guard, if at all, since they've been here?
I'd say very little, other than we had a conference call this afternoon. There aren't a whole lot of soldiers in place at this time. They're still incoming.
They're still incoming. Now, no one had a problem with none of the left did, with bringing in the National Guard when it came to protecting Martin Luther King Jr. during those riots. So the idea that the press now is fascinated with who's talking to the National Guard, it's purely because it's Trump. Purely because Trump's in office. That's the political message of all this. This is still about the left versus America versus the happy patriots. Here's another video. I'm told people are protesting due to Donald Trump's immigration policy. What does stealing sneakers have to do with that? So as usual, the riots are showing their support of Palestine and leaving Mexican illegals here and being funded by Soros by raiding LA stores and stealing tennis shoes.
You guys, they're looting. Did I get a new pair of shoes too?
Okay, enough of that. Free shoes for everybody. We're going to go into the funding of this also, but first I'm going to show you this piece of, these are the rioters. They're tearing up site.
This is Doug.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
All right.
Hey, I got a job in Leybourne, Georgia. It's actually for today. Let me give you the details. Hold on. Okay, it's for today between 4 and 6, and it's a refrigerator side-by-side, top bottom freezer Samsung. The water line to freezer broke and door doesn't close properly and makes a loud noise too.
Is there any way I can get that first thing in the morning? I'm too far
maybe we
out.
can ask the customer.
I can get them first thing in the morning at 8 a.m.
Tomorrow from 8 to 10.
Yeah, I'm too far away for that.
Okay. Let me see and I'll call you back.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, he's calling me when I'm done for the day. And I am done for today. This clown to get out the way. He sure don't know how to drive. Don't know how to do it. Oh yeah. Be here all day. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow.